Progress has ended for today, and let me show you why. Yesterday I was using Precious, our KX71 excavator, and I was pushing some dirt with the front blade, and I noticed like a puff of dust. And I was thinking, that's strange because I wasn't working with anything really dry, but I made a mental note of it, and I was using the front blade, backing up and going forward, and I hit the control on the blade, and when the blade either came all the way up or hit the ground, it put pressure on the line, and I saw a squirt of hydraulic oil. That's never a good feeling. You're in the middle of a job, you just want to get the job done, and the last thing you want to do when you're hot and sweaty is work on your equipment. But that's where we're at, but I think I got lucky. One of the bad things about a disabled excavator is if you can't turn the house or move the track, you're stuck and you have to fix it at the place that it broke. But luckily, this line right here only controls this cylinder that lifts the front blade, and it busted right there. Now, I got scared at first when I saw it because I saw it went into the belly of the beast, but luckily, Kubota designed this so that it's going to be easy to replace. I've got a drip pan taped underneath here so we could get it in the shop without leaking all over the floor. So luckily, we don't have to crawl under the excavator. We can undo the line from there and then from the cylinder. So I'm going to take off this plate here. That way we'll have access to both lines, and I'll just go ahead and replace both lines. I'm hoping I can get this one off. I don't have a crow's foot, so I just need to be able to get it off to get 2 new lines made. 4 14-millimeter bolts to take off, and then I'll have access to this line. We got that right there. And this is very similar to the line that's in the belly of the beast right here, where it's a hard line, and then the flexible part is removable so that you don't have to replace the whole thing. So that's very well protected, easy to get to this side. Looks like either a 19-millimeter or a 3/4 wrench will work. I suspect everything on this excavator is metric, so we're going to use 19-millimeter. Actually, they came off fairly easy. That was real easy. I don't know how easy it will be to find a line with this spring on it. I think I have to take that spring into a line maker. They'll put the end on it after they put the spring over the rubber line. This one should come off just as easy. Yeah, this is going to be definitely an easy do-it-yourself job. Sometimes hydraulic lines on excavators are routed in just a really weird place, but this one's not bad at all. We'll compare this line to this line, probably the same exact one. All right, so I can just get 2 of these made up. I won't even take that other one off yet. It was leaking oil right where this bend is. So yet somewhere in this area right here. I mean, that's a small diameter line, and it's very flexible. And it's just got the spring on it to protect it. So this looks like it's going to be an easy fix. I'm going to go to my Kubota dealer and see if they have a couple of those lines already that I can just buy pre-made. They'll be Kubota quality, and then I can slap them in. If they don't have them, or there's a long back order, then we have a couple of hose repair shops, hydraulic line repair shops around here that can make me a line. I'm just wondering if that spring might be a problem. I know a lot about cars and trucks and lawnmowers and tractors to some extent, and I can do a lot of repairs myself, but a lot of this is foreign to me. Yeah, it's got a diesel engine, but most of it's run by hydraulics, and a lot of those hydraulics are protected deep inside the machine. I got a replaced shoulder on one side, and the other side's got a lot of arthritis. It's just hard for me to crawl around under machines and fix them. So when that happened yesterday, my heart sank. I was just like, man, now I've got to load this thing up. I've got to take it to a dealer. Who knows how long they'll have it. Their rates are like $1.99 an hour, so you figure minimum you're looking at $500 in labor plus the parts. And it's just really intimidating and stressful to own a piece of equipment like this. They are great when they're running great, and they last for a long time, and they're built to last. But when something does go down on them, I get a lot of anxiety and a lot of, I don't know, just fear in my heart that she'll never be the same again. But I got lucky on this one. It's going to be an easy fix. Now let's go hunt down some lines. Well, I called an audible and decided not to go to the Kubota dealer. I went to a hydraulic line shop here locally, And I did make a mistake though. I only took one line knowing that I was going to buy 2 lines to have one as a spare, and both lines are the exact same size. And they were actually able to reuse the wire off the original line that broke. But their wire, because I only brought one line with me to reuse, their wire is a little wider. So I'm going to put this one back on and use this one as a spare. But before I go into the mega shed, put a comment down below. How much does a 16-inch long 3/8 hydraulic line cost? I was shocked when they handed me the invoice to pay. I got really lucky with this repair, but it's just one of those things you have to keep in mind if you're thinking about getting heavy equipment, is that it's gonna break. I don't care what brand it is. The environment that you use it in usually isn't very friendly. There's sticks and you're pushing dirt and there's rocks and stuff. So all that to say is that if you want to own equipment, you see, you know, us on YouTube out here using equipment, you think, man, I want to do that. It's fun. I love it. I love operating our equipment, but sometimes you're going to have to get it repaired. It's just a fact of life. So this line was made exactly the same size as the other line. You can see the bend in the original Kubota line over here. And this is just always under constant stress. And you can imagine as that cylinder comes up, it's just going to constantly work this line. And it started leaking right here, and all that makes sense. It's just the way it is. They can't make it any shorter, or else it wouldn't reach when your blade is at full extension. So I've got this started on here. I'm just going to tighten it up, and then we're good to go. We're going to start up the excavator and test it to make sure it doesn't leak. But this is turning out to be a really easy repair. I asked the guy who made the line, and they make them on the spot, right? They make custom lines. There was like 6 people getting lines made while I was there. And I said, hey, is it the same size? This is a 19 millimeter, which same as 3/4, both work on here. But I said, is it 3/4? And he looked at me funny, because I said, I want the ends to be the same as the original. He just looked at me funny and he said, I think they're British. I don't know what that meant. I literally said, I'm not really sure what that means. He knows how to build a line, but either I didn't express my question very clearly or something, but I didn't know what to say when he said they're British. Maybe he meant the pipe threads on the fitting. So I think I got that the way I want it. It's kind of bent just like that other line is, kind of preloaded. So I'm gonna go ahead and do final torque on it. I don't know what the torque is. I'm just gonna tighten it until it feels tight. Hydraulic pressure will let me know if I don't have it tight enough. We'll crank it up, see if it leaks, and then we will check the hydraulic fluid in the excavator and then put the cover back on. But here we go, let's crank it up. Such a smooth running machine. All right, let's see if it comes up. Comes up nice. Goes down nice. Let's watch that line right there and just see how much it gets stressed when the blade goes all the way up and all the way down. You can see how it kind of reduces this distance and shortens that line a little, but it's not hitting anything. It's not leaking. And that's what I saw, was that puff of hydraulic fluid just come running out of there when it let go the first time. But I don't see any leaks. Everything's nice and dry. Everything's working the way it should. I think we got her fixed. Usually where you're gonna find a leak is when you come all the way up and you hit that pressure stop right there. And you put all that extra pressure in that line. But I'm not seeing any leaks at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that protective cover back on there, and this job will be done. This goes on pretty easily. Just got these 2 hooks to wrap around the lines. There we go. Oh, it sits way up there like that. There we go. 4 bolts. I get a lot of sticks and a lot of dirt that come up here when I'm pushing. That's a real good place to have a cover. I love this tool, and I've had it for a year or so, and just yesterday I found out that you can change the torque settings on it. It's got a light, so 2 stages of the light, or 2 brightnesses of the light, and then if you push this other button, You can get a fast spin, then it shows a bolt, then it shows a lag screw, and then it shows number 1 for impact wrench. All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this video. Precious is now repaired, and I think it's going to take longer cleaning up all of the sprayed hydraulic fluid with Purple Power than it did to replace that line. So until next time, y'all take care out there, and remember, life's short, tractor hard.